Hi, today Tiffany is joining me and we are going to talk about the ultimate travel checklist. Tiffany, usually when I'm getting ready for a trip and preparing to go on a travel vacation, I am worried about what kind of outfits I'm going to pick.
Absolutely.
But there's more to think about.
There sure is. One of those most important things I would say is travel documentation. There's nothing worse than showing up to the airport and realizing you've left your passport or your airline ticket at home.
That would be the worst.
The worst.
It seems like nowadays most people keep their boarding passes on their phone.
On their phone, which is true, but should your phone break or run out of battery, I would say it's important to also print a copy so you have a ticket in both places.
That's very smart. I recently had a friend that was traveling in Sweden and lost her passport.
Oh, that's the worst.
If she had taken a photo of it, she would have had the numbers. It would have been a lot easier for the embassy to issue her a new one a lot quicker. And
yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe take a photo on your phone of those important documents just in case something like that happens.
Okay, so have you ever overpacked a suitcase?
Absolutely. Usually I do, but it's important to check with your airlines before you leave, see what the weight limit is, and try to condense as much as possible.
What kind of things do you like to put in your carry-on case?
So I would say it's really important, just in case your suitcase gets lost or stolen, to have everything you need within a 24-hour period packed in a carry-on. So medications, enough clothes for 24 hours, maybe a few overnight type things. So just in case something like that happens, you've got that all in one spot.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, do you normally keep a packed wallet?
At home, my wallet is usually overflowing. But when I travel, I think it's wise to try to keep it to a minimum so that in case something happens to your wallet, you're not having to cancel all of these credit cards and try to track down everything that you've lost. So I would say probably pack maybe 2 credit cards, the ones that you need the most, and keep it pretty limited that way.
And make sure you check with your bank and find the ones that have the lowest foreign fees or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I agree. We're on the same page with
Yeah.
that. What about cash? Nobody has cash these days
Never.
anymore.
Yeah, but when you travel, it seems like you always need cash on hand, maybe for taxis or anything like that. Some places don't take a credit card where you're at.
Speaking of taxis, transportation.
Yeah, absolutely. We rely heavily on Uber when we travel, but not all places have Uber where they're at. So I would say look into where you're going, find out what the public transit is, whether it's bus, taxi, anything like that. Try to map all that out before you take off.
That's smart. Recently we were traveling and we had a sprinkler break.
Oh.
Luckily we had left our phone number with our neighbor and he gave us a call and asked if he could turn off our water.
Yeah, that's something that I don't normally think of, but reaching out to your neighbors and people close by in case there's an emergency at home is a great idea.
And make sure they have your information and you have theirs.
So you guys can correspond, absolutely.
Now you talked a little bit about medication in your carry-on, but what about daily medication and things like that?
Yeah, make sure that you have all of your medications that you need for your entire trip, and check too beforehand that if you have anything in a liquid form that it will fit. You don't go over the limit as far as that goes.
And make sure you have your doctor's phone numbers.
Yeah, doctor's phone numbers, absolutely.
Okay, what about living will?
Living will. Yeah, something that we don't normally think of, but you kind of have to when you're going on vacation. It's important to take care of that stuff before you leave and that you know where it's at in the home if there's an emergency.
And maybe let a neighbor or a trusted friend or a family member know where your important papers are, your insurance documentation, your living will and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Tiffany, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And don't forget to download the complete guide of the Ultimate Travel Checklist.